Welcome to Mlc Tv News Hour, reaching you live from the city of Lokoja, the confluence state of Nigeria. I am Fatima Yakub. The headlines. National Assembly transmits amended electoral bill to President Muhammadu Buhari for ASSENT. KOGI Governor Bello commissions projects at the Prince Abubakar Audu University, PAAU, AYIGBA. EFCC slams 2.9 billion naira for charge against presidential aspirant OKOROCHA, and the U.S. tells families of government employees to leave Belarus now. Now, the news in detail. The National Assembly on Monday transmitted the revoked Electoral Act 2022 bill to President Muhammadu Buhari. This was disclosed in a statement by Senior Special Assistant to the President on National Assembly Matters, Senate Babajide Omowari. The senator said the clerk to the National Assembly, Olatunde Mosojo, has transmitted the authenticated copies of the Electoral Bill 2022 to the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, on 31st of January 2022. This was done in accordance with the provisions of Section 58, subsection 3 of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended, and the Acts Authentication Act Cap. A2LFN 2004. It reads, Mr. President had withheld assent to the Electoral Bill 2021 transmitted to him on 19th of November. The Electoral Bill was thereafter revoked by the National Assembly, and both the Senate and the House of Representatives passed same on 25th of January 2022. The President Muhammadu Buhari on Monday received the Electoral Act Amendment Bill. However, the fate of the bill will again be sealed by the advice represented by the Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami. Sources have said it was exclusively reported in December that Malami had and later advised the President against signing the Electoral Act because of the controversial mandatory primary, which has now been removed by the National Assembly. However, top sources told journalists that the President may also be seeking the input of the Nigerian Communications Commission with regard to the electronic transmission of results, which is another contentious issue in the bill that was eventually resolved. Although the Independent National Electoral Commission said it had the capacity to transmit election results across the country, the NCSA told the National Assembly that the country did not have enough internet coverage across the country. The Senate subsequently mandated INEC to seek permission from the legislature and the NCSA before the electronic transmission of results. Eventually, both chambers of the National Assembly empowered INEC to transmit results electronically where practicable. A top government official said the President has received the bill. As usual, he will be seeking clarification from critical stakeholders before signing the bill. Kogi State Governor BELLO has congratulated the Ata Figala designate Prince Matthew Opalua Oguche Apa II over his well-deserved ascension of the stool of his forefathers, noting that his ascension was by the making of God Almighty and devoid of human interference. The governor gave his congratulatory remark on Monday when he officially received the royal father at the government house, Lokoja, for the first time, noting that he was blessed to see ascension of a first-class paramount ruler in the state, and such was a great honor. He added that it was his usual character not to interfere in the selection or upgrading of any traditional ruler or stool, while his government ensured that fairness, equity, and justice prevailed at all times. And that was why it has earned the cooperation and understanding of every traditional ruler in Kogi State. He said, we had a very wonderful relationship with the late Atta, Michael Ame Oboni, and the quest of finding who would emerge after him. We allow the will of the people to prevail, being conscious that the will of the people is God's will. The governor said that such disposition plays a pivotal part in the successes recorded in the state in areas of security, unity, good governance, and cohesion, which the state have witnessed among its citizens and those who have come to live in the state. He noted that the royal father's proactive engagement in resolving existing crises was an indication and sign of an already blessed reign, asserting that such approach was what a traditional ruler should do. The governor said it was a desire and prayers of his government to create a system where his successors would emulate and be guided by traditional institutions on matters of dignity and righteousness, adding that the royal father was a man of impeccable character, honor, dignity, and exposure. He prayed for long life and prosperity on the throne while he directed the Ministry of Local Government, Area and Chieftaincy Affairs to expedite action in fixing a suitable date for the official coronation ceremony and presentation of staff of office. The Ata Igala designates Prince Matthew Paoluwa Oguche Apa II. In his response, thanked the governor for his support and fairness throughout the process, pledging his commitment to ensuring peace and unity of the Igala Kingdom and the state throughout his reign while cooperating with the state government to achieve this feat. KOGI Governor Yahya Bello has commissioned 7 projects at the Prince Abubakar Audu University, AYIGBA, KOGI State. Governor Bello commended the management and promised to continue to support the first female vice chancellor the state presently has. He made the commitment and reassurance during the 6th convocation ceremony of the university. Some of the projects commissioned are co-funded with State Fund with a fully equipped entrepreneur building that projects and encourages vocational training ranging from sewing, shoemaking, soap making, and catering services.
29th January 2022, to the glory of God. I have the honor to count the tape and proceed subsequently to unveil the Malam Adamu Education Complex. Of course, named after my boss, the Honorable Minister of Education. And I'm happy to carry back this news to Abuja today. And I thank the university, thank His Excellency the Visitor, for joining us to honor the Minister of Education in a very special way. Prince Audu Abubakar University, AYIGBA, Office Complex for Education, Faculty of Education, being TEDFund 2013-2016 Annual Intervention Project, is being commissioned by myself, Professor Mogoro, ES TEDFund, an infrastructure named after my boss, Malam Adamu, the Honorable Minister of Education. Today, Saturday, 29th January 2022.
Governor Bello marveled at the recent discovery and fabricated extraction machine that produced oil from cashew nuts and shaft.
This is what we do here in KOGI State. Not just words, we act. And we put people that are credible enough to lead. And that is what we have found in our VC here today, Professor Maria Tutenuchi. This is a woman of substance, a woman of integrity, and a woman of quality.
The coordinator said the university has replicated the same in other universities outside KOGI State.
The model we have here has been replicated in 2 universities. Yes. And when we decided to go further, so that we go beyond the nut, we now extracted this cashew shell liquid. When you remove the kernel, you have the shell, and within the shell is locked this oil. But then it requires some processing and technology. So we now gotten this oil equipment, and we displayed it to 4 universities. One at IBB University in Lafayette, one to our university here in KOGI State, one at our Abeokuta Funab, then one at Abia State University in Turo. This is the first one we're going to commission, and the university is so lucky to be the first to be commissioned today. So congratulations, University.
Copying a model, KOGI model, to other universities and to other states, it is gladdening, and we can only say to God be the glory.
The Vice Chancellor, Professor Maria Tutenuchi, appreciated the support and encouragement given to her to lead, saying it was a rare privilege because the governor believes in the capacity and technical know-how of a woman with a desire to make a positive change. She named the reconstructed road within the campus after Governor Bello.
This is a 1 kilometer road that stretches from this where we are now down to, we have a hostel about 1 kilometer away. It's a very busy road. In fact, we think it is the busiest on campus. And the road is named after His Excellency Yaya Bello.
Hundreds of students from various categories of learning were the Commissioner for Finance, Budget and Economic Planning, Asiwaju Asiru Idris. He spoke of his experience and hope for better Kogi State.
This is to continue to ensure that the little resources we have as a state, we put it to best use for the betterment of the good people of Kogi State. And to my colleagues, it's also for us to know that whatever position we are, there's still room for us to learn. And for whatever we learn, we need to also put it into use. I must appreciate the universities for the support in actualizing my dream.
Other graduating students also commented.
First and foremost, I will advise that there should be a behavioral change. That's attitudinal change. Okay, from individuals themselves. You have to be smart because the way the world is going, due to hardship, poverty, people are trying to be smart in order to make money by all means. Anyway, so you see that they will.
It is good that all higher institutions of learning should have a guidance and counseling unit. And having that guidance and counseling unit, it is good to have a psychologist too, the psychologist and the counselor, so that the psychologist will now study the behavior of the student generally, and the counselor will advise them and give them suggestions on how to take care of themselves in the society.
Kogi State University, now Prince Abubakar University, recently got all her courses accredited amongst the 25 others in Nigeria. The Vice Chancellor reinstated her commitment to continually make the school the best with a conducive, serene environment for learning. The Niger State Governor Abubakar Bello has faulted the plan of the federal government to reduce the number of out-of-school children in the country, describing it as an effort in futility. Bello, who made the statement in Mina during the commencement of the national campaign on out-of-school children in the 6 geopolitical zones of the country, Monday said insecurity in some states would make the program unachievable. He stated that it will be insensitive to encourage people to return or take their children to school when they are battling with their lives. Bello said unless insecurity was addressed, there will be more out-of-school children, adding that no parent would allow their children to risk their lives because of school. The governor stated unless this situation are tackled, this program can't work. If we can't secure the lives and property of our people and ensure that they are safe in their homes and safe to go to school, then this will not work. He also stated that there was so much work to be done as there was not sufficient schools in the state to cover the large land mass, which was another reason for the over 298,192 out-of-school children in the state. To encourage people to allow their children to go to school, he noted that more schools had to be built to bring schools nearer to them. In his remarks, the Minister of State for Education, Chukwuemeka Nwachuka, said that the insecurity and COVID-19 pandemic increased the number of out-of-school children in this country, adding that the joint effort of the state and the federal government was required to reduce the number. He stated that the number of out-of-school children in Nigeria was inimical to the advancement of the country. AYIGBA called on philanthropists to join hands with the federal government and state governments to reduce the number. Assistant Commissioner of Police, ACP of the Nigerian Police Force, ACP Amabwa Asher Mohammed, has been appointed to the police advisor for the multinational joint task force in N'Djamena, Chad. With this appointment, ACP Amabwa becomes the first female police officer in history to hold the tasking position of coordinating policy and activities, ensuring discipline and professionalism, and providing advisory on the management and peace-building efforts in the fight against Boko Haram insurgency by the multinational joint task force. Action Now Against Drug Abuse wishes young Nigerians to emulate the sterling qualities of ACP Amabwa, who has commendable professional records and vast experience in international peacekeeping operations. She has served in several peacekeeping missions spanning 2 decades. She was a member of the Nigerian contingent to the United Nations mission in Kosovo in the year 2000. the African-led international support mission to the Mali in the year 2013, among others, where she distinguished herself severely and earned the prestigious United Nations Medal for Professionalism. ACP Amabua is a graduate of law from the University of Maiduguri and a master's degree holder in international law and diplomacy from the University of Lagos. She has also attended several professional courses and training on human rights and rule of law advocacy. First spokesperson CP Frank Mba said Amabua's appointment takes immediate effect as the officer had since resumed duty. Mba said the Inspector General of Police IGP Usman Alkali Baba, while congratulating officer on the new feat, enjoined her to bring her wealth of experience to bear in advancing the mission and service delivery to the MNGTF. He noted that appointment of ACP Amabua in a testimony of various commitments and contributions by officers of the force in the fight against insurgency and ensuring community peace and safety in Nigeria and across the globe. We'll go on a short break. We'll be right back.
Mlc TV Online is here. Not forgetting political and current affairs news, state and federal government and people's matters will be discussed regularly on Mlc TV.
Every country has its peculiar system of government. In Nigeria, we practice democracy, and this is applicable in some countries across the globe, including the United States of America. What is democracy? It is the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. In the political arena, we are ready to x-ray how we play politics in Nigeria and other countries. The challenge of power shift syndrome, how it has impacted or affected the people. How can we make it better for all? Join Fatima Yakub on Mlc TV Online every Saturday by 9 p.m. to discuss and examine all about the politics and the power that be. To watch us, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Mlc TV. Like our Facebook page, Mlc TV, and follow us on our Instagram, Mlc TV 2021. We are here to inform, educate, and to criticize constructively. Don't miss it.
Mlc TV, reaching everywhere, informing everyone.
Happening to calls by the Sokoto State Chapter of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Governor Aminu Waziri Tambuwal of Sokoto State on Monday agreed to begin a nationwide consultation on the desirability or otherwise of him pursuing a bid for presidency under the auspices of PDP. Governor Tambuwal, who recalled that the trajectory of his political career has shown a consistent struggle for democratic astuteness, also pointed out that he has never ventured into any political striving without seeking the approval and blessing of the people of his state as well as constituency. He therefore concurred to start a nationwide consultation process that will enable him decide whether to throw his hat in the ring or not. Thereafter, he proffered that he would launch the deliberation in earnest and announce what the feedback he gets. Ijaw National Leader Chief Edwin Clark has urged northern aspirants to reconsider their presidential ambition ahead of the 2023 general elections. Clark asked aspirants such as former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, former Senate President Bukola Saraki, and Governor of Sokoto State Aminu Tambuwal to reconsider their interest in the presidential seat to avoid chaos. This was contained in a statement issued on Monday by Clark. Clark noted that the rotation of power between the geopolitical zones in the country was in the interest of Nigeria. According to Clark, though the concept of zoning is not written in the constitution, rotation of power is in the interest of the country's unity. The judge chief stated that the constitution of the People's Democratic Party gives way for rotation of elective offices, adding that it is now the South's turn to produce the president of Nigeria in 2023. The statement reads in part, "Firstly, I wish to use this medium to advise my most respected People's Democratic Party chieftains in the person of former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, former President of the Senate Bukola Saraki, Aminu Tambuwal, Governor of Sokoto State, and other PDP aspirants from the North, and in the interest of maintaining the unity of this country to which they have contributed so much, to reconsider the desire of wanting to contest for the presidential election in 2023, because both by the PDP constitution and by convention, it is now the turn of southern Nigeria to produce the president of Nigeria in 2023 after President Muhammadu Buhari's 8 years. Clark stated that the South should decide which of its sub-regions would produce the right presidential candidate. He expressed his dismay at those who castigated and opposed former President Goodluck Jonathan for running for another term in office on the ground that it was the North Town among the ones throwing their hats into the ring. The statement added, to which sub-region the presidency should be further zoned to in the South is a different matter entirely. At the appropriate time, we will decide as to which area, section, or region of the two regions of Southeast, South-South, and Southwest should have it. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) has taken into custody the managing director of Midview Airline, Monel Bankole. He was reportedly detained at the headquarters of EFCC in Jabi, Abuja. A source familiar with the case disclosed that Bankole, who arrived the EFCC complex at 11 a.m. on Monday, was invited by the anti-graft agency over a case of alleged diversion of 50% of funds paid to him by the National Hajj Commission, an additional $900,000 for the airlift of pilgrims in 2019. He allegedly received the funds as mobilization but did not execute the contract. When contacted, EFCC spokesman Wilson Wajarin confirmed the arrest. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has filed 2.9 billion naira fraud charges against former governor of Imo State, Rochas Okorocha. This is coming hours after the former governor officially declared his presidential bid for 2023. Okorocha was charged alongside with Ayin Chinyenye, Napfatel International Limited, Perfect Finish Multi-Projects Limited, Consolid Projects Consulting Limited, Pramif International Limited, and Legend World Concept Limited in the 17 counts filed on Monday at the Federal High Court of Abuja. EFCC alleged that they conspired to steal 2.9 billion naira public funds. It was reported that Okorocha was in April 2019 grilled by EFCC for 2 days over alleged financial fraud. Also in August 2019, EFCC grilled the senator after tracking some properties to him, including residential estates, schools, and shopping malls. Among the sold property and investments traced to Okorocha in July 2019 were Rocha's Foundation College, Owerri East High Primary and Secondary School, Owerri, which belonged to Okorocha's first daughter, Uloma Nwosu, and All-In Supermarket, Owerri, Imo State. In the run-up to the last general elections, the EFCC had placed Okorocha under investigation for allegedly withdrawing over 1 billion naira from the state government coffers to aid the campaign activities of his son-in-law, Uche Nwosu, during the governorship polls in Imo State. The commission also arrested the State Accountant General, Ozoro Kasmir, for allegedly assisting Okorocha to withdraw the funds. And on foreign news, the United States told families of its government employees in Belarus to leave the country. The State Department said on Monday, as fears grows of a Russian invasion of neighboring Ukraine. The order came hours after Washington and Moscow clashed over Ukraine at the UN Security Council and after Washington threatened to slap sanctions on the Russian oligarchs if the ex-Soviet state is attacked. The US also accused Russia of planning to build its military force in its ally Belarus to 30,000 within weeks. The State Department ordered the departure of family members of the U.S. government employees from Belarus. It said in a travel advisory issued on Monday, it also warned Americans not to travel to Belarus due to the arbitrary enforcement of laws, the risk of detention, and the unusual and concerning Russian military buildup along Belarus border with the Ukraine. Russia has massed more than 100,000 troops on its borders, with Ukraine sending tensions soaring with intense efforts by NATO allies to deter the invasion. Moscow has already placed some 5,000 troops in Belarus, according to the U.S., but her Russian counterpart, Vasily Nebenza, rejected the allegation and said Washington was engaging in hysterics by calling the council meeting held on Monday Ukraine. He said no Russian official had threatened to invade the former Soviet Republic and that Ukrainians were being brainwashed by the Russophobia of the West. And he said that the troops in Belarus were there for just exercise. The January transfer window came to an end last night with last-minute rush by clubs for sports updates. Over to Jonah Malik for updates on sport.
sports update today, Frank Lampard was unveiled as the new Everton's manager. He became the 7th manager in 6 years on a 2.5-year contract on Monday. He is tasked with keeping the Toffees in top flight. They are 4 points above the relegation zone after a run of 1 win in 14 league games. Dele Alli and Donny van der Beek joined Everton bid to beat Premier League relegation on transfer deadline day. Alli has joined on a permanent deal from Tottenham Hotspur after a disappointing few years under 4 different managers in North London. Van der Beek has also enjoyed a tough 18 months at Old Trafford since a 40 million move from Ajax. The 24-year-old has struggled for game time under both former United boss Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and interim manager Ralf Rangnick. Both Ali and Van der Beek are cup-tied for Lampard's bow at Goodison Park against Brentford in the FA Cup 4th round on Saturday. And that's Sports Update on Mlc TV. I am Malik Juna.
Thanks, Jonah, for the updates.
MLC TV. Emmanuel Dauda Abdulmutalib, Orange Shunibon Ava Renika, Kayasumone Kaunika Ibrava, or Areva Bura and you. Yamasoni MLC TV, Adesana is to Bura. Ileka Kana, Eko, Hinta, Eva Shunibon Vazo only. Ibrava, America, Adesatrosana, Paraun, so almost Sujete, Irayake, Leo Kukuru, Leo Puzui, Atene, Adesatrosanon, and a maneva, Menako Hintan, Ibrava, American Baneva, Bedare Vazo only, and Corona Eva Green. Do I have a man and the last of us in a cool home there? You know where he started to be in Magugena. But again, he has taken a one on Facebook, Instagram, Kamuru, Munava, Baneva, and Danibia, do you see? I go as one of Koloka, I saw the Cotton, Kumuria, Cotone, Avon, Daniel, Beatone.
And that is today's news package. To join us tomorrow via the same platform for event coverage, for news sponsorship and advert placement. Call the numbers displayed on your screen or visit any of our social media handles to drop your comment for us. Like our Facebook page Mlc TV, Instagram Mlc TV 2021. Subscribe to our YouTube Mlc TV. I am Fatima Yakub. Thanks for staying with us.